In 2019, we bought an old decommissioned ambulance with the intention of turning it into a tiny home and driving from Vancouver, Canada, all the way down to Mexico. And so we built the van, packed up our stuff, and moved in. But the years to follow were filled with unexpected ups and downs, borders shut down, and we ended up living out of this 80-square-foot home on wheels through every Canadian season. 3 years later, now we're here in this video, where we are finally crossing the border into Mexico, but not without some hiccups, so come along for the ride. So it is the night before we are supposed to be leaving for Mexico. We are in El Centro, which is a border town here. But we are with a caravan of people and we have to make sure all of our vans are in working order. And one of our friends' vans just had a big collapse. Like the actual just interior of it, the cabinets are falling apart, everything is falling apart tonight. So we are all here parked up at the Home Depot. We are with some of our very good friends and the people we're going down to Mexico with. Behind us is another ambulance. That's our friends Cam and Ty. This is our friend Jenna. Our friend Sarah's parked right next to them. And then we have Jean and Shay right next to us right now. So between all of us, we're gonna make sure that Jenna's van gets sorted. So it's gonna be an interesting night. It might be a late one, but we are motivated to get to Mexico tomorrow. So we're gonna do what we have to do.
I need a flashlight.
Dress, Jean and Nick at Home Depot.
I'm scared.
I thought we were gonna
There goes
do
all of our money for Mexico.
I got Jenna one without cheese. Potato taco.
Yeah. First stop, CVS. So we all just stopped at the CVS.
Are you still on the same channel? I was fucking with the volume.
Fine. You'll see exit 118A, you'll see the signs for Mexico. So last night, everybody stayed up until well after midnight, fixing our friend Jenna's van that just completely fell apart like the day before leaving. But we got Jenna back on the road this morning and we all stopped at CVS to get disposable cameras because that's essential, and we are on the road to Mexico right now. So we have all of our documents. We're hoping that everything just goes smoothly at the border, obviously knock on wood. And I was just saying to Nick, like, I'm having a bit of an emotional moment right now because this was our dream. Like when we were building the van, we always thought that we were gonna go to Mexico. And it was only our dream to ever make friends on the road to go to Mexico with. And now here we are 2 years later after being locked down in Canada because of COVID and then traveling through the US last year. We're doing it. We're finally going to Mexico. We're so close to the border and we're with a convoy of our friends.
Campsite has laundry.
And people are asking the very important questions on the walkies. This is it, guys.
Should I talk to them in Spanish?
We're at the border.
No, just speak English. Okay, good.
I'm shutting off the camera. First impressions of Mexico?
It's crazy how much, like, you cross the border and
Up to this main highway here, it'll just be a straight shot.
it's crazy, like, you cross the border and, like, you can really tell how different everything is.
Yeah, it's crazy different. Border crossing was so easy. The person that was checking our van did come to like the back of our van, walked around, had us open up some bags and whatever, but like super nice.
Really out here in Mexico.
And all of our friends made it through. We just got our tourist cards and we are on our way. So if you are doing the same thing and driving into Baja, we crossed in Mexicali, and like I said earlier, it was really, really easy. The guy, the border agent, just basically asked us to like go through some of our bags and walked us through the back of our van. Number one, you are more than welcome to stand in the back of the van with them as they're walking around. But this is really important if you're crossing in Mexicali. So once you get through, they do not guide you at all to do anything next. They just say like, okay, especially if you don't speak Spanish and they don't really speak a lot of English. There's not going to be a lot of communication. And then they basically just like flag you on through. So you can just right there, just get right on the highway to start going somewhere in Baja. But you shouldn't. You have to go to, on your left, there's this really small building. To us, we would have missed it if we weren't with friends and we weren't warned. And before you get on any highway or start following signs to anywhere, park at that small white building and go inside, and that's where you fill out the information for your tourist card, and you pay $35 US. For that, after you have that all filled out, then you can continue on to Mexico. We've watched too many vlogs where people miss that building. It's really easy to miss, so I don't blame anyone who's ever missed it before. Sure, you get your tourist card and pay that $35. How much is that, Sarah?
$5.
Nice. It's 791 pesos. In the Canadian dollar, it's about 14 pesos equal 1 Canadian dollar. So I think I do 791 divided by 14. This is 56.50.
Oh, okay.
Right? That makes sense.
54.
Oh, okay, so that's close.
$50. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, because it was probably, it's like probably like 14.50 pesos is 1 Canadian dollar. $50 for doing like everything that we need, and now we just have to re-up every once in a while.
Pretty good.
Super good. I mean, we were in San Diego, we were just spending like over $100 at a time for like just re-up, like when we would have to re-up groceries, not even like a whole load of groceries like we just had to do. So, and we got beer. We got a 12 case of bottles of Corona. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so inexpensive.
We're gonna pull over and hang here because Cam and Ty are gonna go check out the other sites, and I feel like it's really difficult for all of us to try and do that together.
Turns out that the original campsite that Cam and Ty had picked out for us is actually very full. So we spun around the block, and now we are going to stop at some of the other ones just before the one that we were originally going to go to try and find one that has maybe a bit more space for all of us.
I'll just pull over. So
We made it. Cheers to finally being in Baja.
guys, I can only tell you how I'm feeling, but I do not know if my words will express what the actual feeling is. Like, we are so happy to be here right now, and all of our friends are parked. We got like spots right on the beach here. Nick has just run out to see if he can find some SIM cards, and I am about to make some dinner. So I am actually gonna be making cauliflower tacos tonight. I know that they will not compare to what we are gonna be getting down here at some point, but there were fresh tortillas at the grocery store, so we are definitely gonna be taking advantage of that. And yeah, just appreciating what we are experiencing right now. It is a huge privilege and really amazing.
It is currently 5:30, 5:51. Everybody's still asleep. It has been a hectic last couple of days. We had to basically scramble for like 12 hours and get a new cabinet, install it, anchor it to the ground. However, I've been waking up pretty early just because my body's so used to having to wake up early from when I was working in Ontario. But I gotta tell you, waking up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning to this is a hell of a lot better than waking up and going to the job that I was going to before. I don't know how we're gonna leave Mexico without a dog. Oh, I know they say that some of the dogs you have to be careful with petting, especially like the strays, because they can carry like fleas and things like that. But these dogs are like, I think, campsite dogs, so they're very clean, and they don't seem scraggly or anything. So, I mean, look, oh, adorable. There's another one that looks just like this, and Rachel and I are like, how I want to take these dogs home. How you feeling?
It's so cold.
Cold?
I'm freezing.
So I want to make sure that on this entire trip I am getting the exercise that I need, especially on these long driving days. You know, you don't really get the same steps in and stuff, even as people do working in an office sometimes. I think that a huge misconception about van life is that we're always outside hiking and doing all of that, which I'm sure a lot of people do. But there is a lot of these long driving days where you don't really get out of your van at all, except for to fill up gas and like go into the grocery store. So I just finished a little Pilates video that I did from YouTube, and we are getting everyone together and we are about to be on our way to our next location. So here in Mexico, to get potable water, there are like a ton of water refill stations. Everyone else is fine on water right now, but Jean, Shay, Nick and I are gonna go get some water, fill up, and see how much it costs. And in the end, our water fill-up cost us $1 US. Now we're all just headed to the bank because we have to get some pesos. We don't have any cash on us really right now. And then we are doing a long drive for about 4 to 5 hours to our next campsite. One of our favorite things to do when we travel is going to 7-Elevens in other countries. Mexico's no exception.
Ginger, Jack Daniels, and what is that, water or something? Mineral water and Jack Daniels? This brand is called Chips. So are we following y'all or what? I think you can keep the pace.
Okay, we can do that. Should we start driving right this second?
Yeah, we can get going. Is Sarah anywhere?
Yeah.
Yes, they're behind.
Okay, let's go.
And were the coordinates to our next spot? Everybody doing good?
This is the final gas station before we do the very long stretch, and like it's only actually 400 kilometers from where we were. I think it was like 398 kilometers, which typically if you're driving 100 kilometers an hour, that should only be just under 4 hours. We all have gas cans on the back of our vans as well, so like we should be fine, but yeah, it's always good to just like top up a little bit.
We arrived at these beautiful sand dunes just in time for sunset, and we're with all of our friends, and the colors, as you can see behind me, are gorgeous, and this is just a really special moment for us.
And we got stuck in the sand.
And we're currently stuck in the sand.
But it's our spot for the night, so it doesn't really
matter. We'll figure it out in the morning. We figured we'd get one of these in us. And cheers.
Love you.
Cheers, y'all.
I can't believe that we are in Mexico in these sand dunes. There's no one else in sight, and it is just stunning here. Jean and Shay actually just bought Starlink before this trip, so we actually have perfect service out here, so there's really no reason to leave. We can all do our work and just kind of rest here for a little bit before our next 3-hour drive to another town, which will be in the next video because I'm going to close out this video here. We're going to be celebrating Nick's birthday, and I cannot wait to show you more of what we're getting up to here in Mexico. It is going to be an amazing winter, and we can't wait for more of shit like this. So thank you so much for watching again, and we'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.